Balboa, there's a man out here wishing to speak with you. Rocky Balboa.
So Rocky 5. What are your thoughts on Rocky 5? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
It's not so good, but we can work around it.
Rocky 5. Man, you know, our generation, we grew up, it was on TV all the time, right? I mean, we grew up watching Rocky 5. It was there in the 90s. And, you know, Tommy Morrison was just awesome and just visceral and just a beast. And then when you get older, you're like, this isn't that good. And then when I started diving into Avildsen's world and doing the documentary and examining this, you start to realize why it's not as good. And there's so many factors into that.
I'm not taking the heat for all this.
And a lot of that was, you'll find out in John G. Avildsen King, The Underdogs, why it turned out the way it did. And it's sad because there is an existing kind of director's work print that I saw. It used to be on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there.
I haven't seen it. I'd like to see it, but
have you heard about it?
I heard about it, but I never seen it.
It's good, man. It's good.
Wow.
Like I saw it probably 10 years ago when I was starting up the documentary, but there's shots in there like for example, I remember a scene of Tommy Gunn like laying in Rocky Jr.'s bed, because I think he like took over his bedroom.
He took my room!
Or something like that. And he's like laying there trying to sleep at night, and he looks up and he sees the championship belt, and he's just looking at it. And it's symbolism showing like, I want that. I want to be that.
Sure.
Where's that in the final cut? You know? So the work print was really good. And I think they did a good job looking back. It's just unfortunate that there was just something off about it. But I'll go watch it every once in a while.
Okay.
Because
now the work print. Cool. I know John G initially signed on because Rocky was supposed to die, and then Adrian came out and made a public statement.
I thought that would be a noble end, very Hemingway-esque, is that Rocky does die, but what lives on is Adrian. I had Adrian come out and make a speech saying that, yes, my husband passed away, whatever, but he was a little man who proved that he could do great things, and as long as he is alive, I mean, as long as his spirit is alive and proof that other people can live in these dreams, he'll never die. You know, he lives on, and all of us, for anyone who's willing to take the shot, is willing to go one step beyond their little small dreams in life, to take a grasp at the brass ring. So it was really more of a philosophical note.
Was that in the work print or not?
I actually can't remember, so I don't want to misquote. I just don't remember. I don't even know if they shot that or not. So I should know this answer, but I don't, unfortunately.
Here's a comment that I want to expand on from RM. If the other Rocky movies didn't exist, I think it would be better seen. So I 100% agree. The problem with Rocky 5 is that, of course, you're going to compare them to the other four, and those movies were beyond incredible. So looking back at part 5,
my husband is retired. He has nothing more to prove.
I actually appreciate it more as I got older because of the movies in general that have come out over the last 30 years. So if Rocky 5 wasn't that great in the 90s, over the last 30 years, Rocky 5 is amazing. Now, I do like the Creed movies.
He might win a few fights, but a Rocky Balboa he'll never be.
No. He's no Rocky Balboa. Let's face it, there's only one Balboa.
But just in general, I think Rocky 5, it's got like a lot of energy. It's fun. He went full circle like Rambo was supposed to do, right? In Rambo 3, when Troutman was talking to him, going full circle. So I didn't mind. A lot of people had, why does he have to get broke and go poor?
Now I thought, well, to end the Cinderella story, which is really what it has been, I'd like to take him to full circle and show, and I guess a lot of this is very biographical, can you really go back to your roots after having seen the world, having been to Paris? Can you go back to the farm?
Hey, it still fits.
And this is the major aspect of the story is a reacclimation to his original turf. And I think that it's a lot more generic and real as opposed to the phantasmagoria of the other films.
I think that worked to see him back in the old neighborhood, you know?
I agree. I agree. I guess I did make it sound earlier like it, as I got older, it got worse or whatever. I think what I mean is, as a kid, I'm digging it. Then I get a little older, then I'm like, ooh. But like you're saying, now that I'm older, I'm like, well, hold on a minute. And again, I think Tommy Morrison in the film is fantastic.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think he's so like, he was a great boxer and he was really good in that and so believable. And like you're saying, full circle, you really do feel for that family when they lose everything and then it's all Paulie's fault and stuff like that. It's like,
Paulie.
Oh, come on, what'd you do,
He
Paulie?
gave power of attorney to our accountant.
wow, like Paulie did the ultimate screw up,
I thought I was doing smart business.
You thought you did smart business?
you know, because that's what he is. He's a screw up.
I need alcohol.
So, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll watch it tonight. And I haven't seen it in several years.
I love the scene. It's so powerful. The speech, the argument that he has with Adrian, and Tommy peels out in his convertible, you know?
It's my way, it's the highway.
It's like Rocky is like, this was our last chance, right? To get us back.
But he was winning, I was winning.
You were winning?
Yeah, it was my last chance at getting some respect for us.
Just the betrayal. Like when he's watching the fight and he's hitting the bag and Tommy's beating Union Kane. And then when Tommy gives that speech, I want to thank the guy.
I'd like to thank the man who made this happen. Man who's been like an angel on my shoulder. Mr. George Washington Duke. And there you have it.
You know, and he thanked Duke. Just like, there's powerful moments in that film, man. And I have a sneaking suspicion, maybe you can actually ask Stallone this someday. He'll go on record and say he doesn't like Rocky V.
Rocky V.
0.
No, was it that bad, Rocky V?
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't remember being quite as
No,
bad
it's
as that.
just, it was goose egg. I was definitely not there.
I have a sneaking suspicion it's just not a fight he wants to fight, as far as like,
You can't win!
people give it so much crap. He's like, I'm not even going to fight that. I'll just go along and say, yeah, it's not that good either.
No, maybe I can't win.
There could be some of that, but also you have to remember he didn't direct it. John
we
Avildsen,
had the master John directing it.
John directed it, and so if something fails, you know, you're kind of like, you know, there's a saying in Hollywood, you know, when a movie's successful, the producers want to take all the credit. When the movie fails, they just blame the director.
Yeah,
That's kind of Rocky V. But yeah, and I'm sure that I think, well, Sly's just a very intuitive man. He's very intelligent.
I'll be damned.
Not bad for a city guy.
He knows filmmaking. He knows story. He knows,
master,
so he knows what's wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his side of things. And John also knew what was wrong with it. And I think that it was just this weird time. And it's also the 5th film. So it's kind of ran its course in a way.
He's retiring.
Rocco, fighting's the ticket.
I said he's retired.
But I was going to say something, you know, you're talking about those moments and you're so right. I mean, what person our age doesn't say like, my ring's outside?
Tommy Gunn only fights in the ring. Get out of here.
My ring's outside.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You know, like things like that.
I love that, man.
It's so like, whoa. And even when Tommy's going off and he's just pissed off after the press conference and he's just like, you got to dog him. You got to do whatever you do to get that man in the ring.
Then you gotta insult him. You gotta dog him. You gotta humiliate him. You gotta do whatever you got to do to get him into that ring. Tommy, you're a piece of garbage. You know that?
Like, that's like, I want to go fight.
You lose, you're finished.
I got one more round. Come on. I'm not gonna knock you out this time. I'm gonna put you to the street.
But I got to say something real quick, though. The sweater, the turtleneck sweater, that in that scene that you're talking about when Tommy goes off in the convertible and he, like, I think slams his jacket down or something on the scene.
Yeah.
I hope the wardrobe department doesn't call me a liar, but John Avildsen, we were working on the doc one day, and he goes, we were looking at pictures. He was giving me pictures from Rocky V. He's like, you see that sweater? I go, yeah, it's a nice sweater. He goes, that's mine. I go, what? He goes, yeah, that's my sweater that Rocky's wearing. And I was like, did you get it back? He goes, no. So apparently that sweater is John Avildsen's personal sweater.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Cool trivia, man. Cool trivia. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Is Rocky V actually better than what it's been given credit for?